Taco just threatened to destroy an entire country's infrastructure, and meant it. Friday, the world thought the war was over. Oil prices crashed 10% in a single hour. Stock markets jumped. World leaders cheered. Iran's own foreign minister announced the Strait of Hormuz was fully open and ready for full passage. Trump celebrated. Everyone celebrated. Then Saturday arrived, and everything collapsed. Iranian gunboats opened fire on tankers in the strait. Iran closed Hormuz again, officially, indefinitely, and Trump threatened to destroy every single bridge and every single power plant across the entire country of Iran. He gave them a deadline. Tuesday night. Right now, Pakistan is making one final move to stop this ceasefire from dying completely. This is the story behind the story. Let us go back 48 hours. On Friday, Iran's Foreign Minister Araghchi announced on social media that the Strait of Hormuz was fully open and ready for full passage. Oil prices dropped 10% within hours. Markets rallied around the world. For one day, it genuinely looked like the ceasefire was holding. Then Saturday arrived and everything fell apart. Iran's Revolutionary Guard fired on at least 3 commercial vessels near the Strait of Hormuz. The UK Maritime Trade Operations Centre confirmed a tanker was attacked by 2 Iranian Revolutionary Guard gunboats. 2 of those ships were Indian-flagged vessels. One was a supertanker carrying 2 million barrels of Iraqi oil. Both were forced to turn back. India's government confirmed the attack and summoned Iran's ambassador in New Delhi to formally protest. Then Iran made it completely official. Iran's National Security Council declared the country was determined to maintain control over traffic through the Strait of Hormuz until the war is definitively ended. Translation: the strait is closed, on Iran's terms, until further notice. Now, here is where the story gets complicated, because Iran did not do this without a reason. Iran's chief negotiator said it plainly on state television. It is impossible for others to pass through the Strait of Hormuz while we cannot. Here is what that means. The ceasefire was signed on April 8th, but the United States naval blockade blocking ships from entering Iranian ports never ended. It kept going after the ceasefire. It is still in place right now. So, from Tehran's point of view, Washington got the ceasefire and kept the blockade. Iran got nothing in return, and so Iran responded with the only weapon it has that forces the entire world to pay attention: control over Hormuz. Trump acknowledged this dynamic himself. He posted that Iran closing the strait was strange because the US blockade had already closed it anyway. But that framing is exactly why Iran is furious. Tehran does not see this as helping anyone. Tehran sees this as being strangled economically while being told to stay calm. Now, let us talk about Trump's response. On Sunday, Trump posted on Truth Social that Tuesday would be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. He told Iran to open the strait or they would be living in hell. He set a hard deadline of 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday night. He followed up by saying he would knock out every single power plant and every single bridge in Iran if they refused his peace deal. Stop and think about what that actually means. Bridges, power plants. These are not military bases. These are civilian infrastructure. Hospitals run on power plants. Cities depend on bridges. Destroying all of them across an entire nation is not a military operation. It is the deliberate collapse of a country's ability to survive. And Iran did not back down. A senior advisor to Iran's supreme leader warned that Iran could also close the Bab al-Mandab Strait. That is the waterway connecting the Red Sea to the Gulf of Aden, the gateway controlling shipping between Europe, Africa and Asia. So we are no longer talking about just Hormuz. We are talking about two of the most critical shipping lanes on Earth being closed at the same time. Both sides are now threatening to turn a regional war into a global economic catastrophe. Here is what makes this moment so dangerous. The ceasefire expires this Wednesday, less than 72 hours from now. Trump said Friday he would likely not extend it, and the blockade stays regardless. Here is the painful reality both sides understand. Before Saturday, both sides had actually been moving toward a deal. Trump was using the ceasefire deadline as leverage to pressure Iran. Iran understood that and closed Hormuz as their own counter-pressure move. Two sides, both pushing maximum pressure, both waiting for the other to blink first, both capable of causing damage that goes far beyond their own borders. But one country has not given up: Pakistan. After the Islamabad talks collapsed on April 12th, after 21 hours of negotiations, Pakistan did not walk away. It went harder. Pakistan's army chief personally flew to Tehran on April 15th and sat down with Iran's Foreign Minister Araghchi directly. The message was simple. The window is still open. Come back to the table. And here is the detail that matters most. Iran's own ambassador to Pakistan stated publicly that Tehran would not consider any venue other than Pakistan for talks with Washington. We trust Pakistan, he said. We will do talks in Pakistan and nowhere else. That means the back channel is still alive. It runs through Islamabad, and Pakistan is working it right now. 3 issues are blocking a final deal: Iran's nuclear program, control of the Strait of Hormuz, and compensation for war damages. Massive gaps. But Pakistan is still trying to close them before Wednesday arrives, and diplomacy is no longer an option. Now let us be clear about what is at stake for every person watching this. Not just people in the Middle East. About 20% of the world's crude oil and natural gas normally moves through the Strait of Hormuz. Every barrel blocked pushes energy prices higher for every country on Earth. Right now, more than 20,000 sailors are trapped on hundreds of ships in the Persian Gulf. Real people, stuck between two powers, threatening each other across 21 miles of water. This is not just a war between the United States and Iran. This is a conflict whose shockwaves are already hitting fuel prices and food prices in countries that have nothing to do with this fight. So here is exactly where things stand right now. The ceasefire expires Wednesday. Iran has closed Hormuz and fired on tankers to enforce it. Trump has threatened to destroy Iran's bridges and power plants by Tuesday night. Iran has threatened to close a second global shipping lane in response. And Pakistan is making its final push to bring both sides back to the table before the window closes forever. The next 72 hours will determine whether this war moves toward an ending or escalates into something the entire world will feel for decades. Watch this space. Stay close to this channel, because whatever happens next, we will be right here giving you the story behind the story. If this opened your eyes, share this video right now. Someone you know needs to understand what is actually happening in the world today.